Hello everyone, welcome to the IAS Mentor Modern Indian History series. We are continuing the rise of nationalism. We are going to discuss about the policies taken by different governor generals or viceroys before the establishment of Indian National Congress. As part of this chapter, so far we have understood what are the various factors for the rise of nationalism, and also we have seen before the establishment of Indian National Congress some organizations that were there in Bengal, Madras and Bombay also we have seen. Even in London also Dadabhai Naoroji established one association to generate awareness among the English public in London. Before that, the IAS Mentor has come up with a proper mentorship schedule. For further details, please keep following the IAS Mentor channel. In this class, we are going to understand the policies or the steps taken by viceroys after 1857 revolt. To give the continuity, we are going to even see the steps taken by before 1857 revolt one governor general, that is Dalhousie. So starting from Dalhousie, we will try to trace the steps taken by them. Then automatically we will come to know what is triggering for the rise of Indian National Congress, or before Indian National Congress, why different organizations were fighting. If we see the timeline, 1848 to 1856, this was the period when Lord Dalhousie was Governor General. Lord Dalhousie was Governor General. After 1858 Government of India Act, after 1858 Government of India Act, or the Act for the Better Government of India, the term Viceroy is going to emerge. It is just to represent Governor General coming from East India Company, whereas Viceroy is coming from the Crown. But head is same only. There is no difference in the powers, only name change. Gradually the Viceroy powers are going to come as part of those acts. Whatever powers that are there for Governor General, they have come from different acts like Charter Acts. Before this, Lord Dalhousie was the Governor General from 1848 to 1856. During this time period, so now we are going step by step, because when it comes to modern India, there are so many dimensions, so many facts are there. That is why we have to divide the topics into multiple segments. Then you will get all the relevant topics for the examination. When it comes to Dalhousie, for every Governor General, particularly if they have done many things, it's better to create one map and understand what are their activities. When Dalhousie was there, when he came here, there was Awadh kingdom, but he wanted to go from capital to northwestern frontier without any hindrance. So he used misgovernance as a pretext. We have seen in the context of 1857 causes. Then he captured different kingdoms through doctrine of lapse. So his policies are creating a lot of anger, distrust. Now, if they are implementing or if they are changing the policies according to their wishes, then where is the trust come? Distrust. It is clearly visible their imperialistic ambitions. imperialistic ambitions. On one hand, they will say that they are going to honor the treaties, but on the other hand, they are going to change the treaties. Punjab was captured by him. Second Anglo-Sikh War, with this complete Punjab captured, Awadh captured, doctrine of lapse, through doctrine of lapse, many small states were captured, and even Burma also captured. In this way, when Dalhousie was there, he changed the map of East India Company territories in India, but East India Company territories we are not calling. Legally, they have become possessions of the crown. Only East India Company is taking care of crown territories. Already strong foundation laid before 1857 itself to take over complete territories by the crown. So that is how Second Anglo-Sikh War, Lower Burma also captured. Through doctrine of lapse, different small states were also captured. But his empire, his kingdom, his administration not only important for the annexations, for some developments also, it is very important. One is first railway line. First railway line, Bombay to Thane, 1853. That is why Dalhousie used to say very proudly about himself that I have done many great things. What even Akbar could not do, what your Oriental despots could not do, I modernized you. But ultimately, what is the factor, what is the major reason behind this establishment of modern means of communication? Means to exploit more, to take raw materials from the interiors to the ports and from the ports to London. The intention is also important. And this railway line, to develop the railway lines, again, they have given a lot of money to English industrialists who are manufacturing the wagons for railways, who are investing in railways. Without any return from railway project here, they were given dividends every year without any delay. So again, Indian taxpayers' money only. That means they are saying modernized, but who is paying for all these investments? Indians only. That's what. First, railway line. Next one, telegraph. Telegraph also, he laid during this time period, Calcutta to Bombay, Calcutta to Madras, to different places. Telegraph lines also connected. Next one, during this time period, Public Works Department. Public Works Department, Ganga Canal also started. So that is why you can see development related activities also started, annexation policies also. Next, Widow Remarriage Act. Widow Remarriage Act, 1856. Next, 1854. What's the dispatch? Charles Wood's dispatch. Now you see how many prelims questions are there. Just one Governor General only. He is not Viceroy because he is just before 1857. That's why historians call him. He is the Governor General who just created all the atmosphere, entire atmosphere to create 1857 revolt. Punjab, then doctrine of lapse, complete imperialistic policies, annexation of Awadh. For the developmental issues, he brought Public Works Department, Widow Remarriage Act, and Wood's dispatch, first railway line, telegraph also. All these developments, on one side, British were trying to create modern administration, modern infrastructure. On the other side, they were creating a lot of discontent among the public. This one. His policies led to 1857 revolt. But 1857 revolt is not the reflection of only his policies. Before him, Different administrators have taken different policies. Jamindari, peasants, artisans, traders, rulers, everyone got affected. That's why it culminated in 1857 revolt. Sepoys. Now, 1857 revolt took place. Governor General now has given a new title, Viceroy. Who is the first Viceroy? Lord Canning. So when it comes to this, from 1858, he just came before 1857 revolt, and he was the one who suppressed 1857 revolt up to 1862. From 1856 to 1862. During this time period, Lord Canning. Now you see how many prelims questions are there with respect to Dalhousie, how many questions are there with respect to Canning. Lord Canning, he was the first Viceroy. He was the Governor General of India before 1857-58 Act, and after this, Governor Viceroy. Now when he was there, he suppressed 1857 revolt. Number one, he suppressed revolt, or let me during this time period, 3 universities were established: Calcutta, Madras, Bombay. Calcutta, Madras, Bombay universities. 1857 a revolt in this area, because of during this time period only he was there. Next one, when he was there, Indian Councils Act 1861. With this, executive and legislative council, proper division started, established. Who created a portfolio system? Canning only. Portfolio system. That means this executive, like ministers. Earlier there was no such kind of classification, now professionalism. Each executive member becomes head of one department, like home department, military department, revenue department, and so on. Legislative council, 6 to 12 members. Some Indians also nominated, like Raja of Benares, Raja of Patiala, were nominated to legislative council. This happened in his time period. Now, one more development with respect to history, with respect to unearthing the importance of ancient history. Archaeological survey. Archaeological survey of India. Can you see in which year it was founded? It was founded in 1861. Established in 1861. See this, Alexander Cunningham, during this time period only. Archaeological survey of India, ASI, 1861. Now could you see how many facts? That's why in modern India, particularly with the rise of nationalism, we are going to get so many people names, so many developments, so many facts are there. If you combine everything in one go, it becomes very difficult. That's why as much as possible, I'm trying to segregate into chunks so that you will get analytical aspect also. At the same time, you can remember as many facts as possible while understanding in the right context. Suppressed 1857 revolt. He was the first Viceroy also. During his time period, Indian Councils Act was passed. Archaeological Survey of India was established. 3 universities were also established during his time period only. Now, after him, after Lord Canning, then Lord Elgin. Not much important because whatever that was going on, they are trying to create, they are trying to control the administration after 1857 revolt. They don't want to give any chance for Indians to once again to revolt against British Raj. It was going on. When it comes to 1870s, in 1876, or you can consider for the broader developments, in 1863, first Indian civil servant. Who was he? Satyendranath Tagore. Satyendranath Tagore. Next one. In 1861, in USA, civil war took place. As a result, Britishers used to import cotton. Europeans used to import cotton from America. But America itself is in civil war. Now they are dependent on Indian cotton. Cotton boom in India. And 1865, American Civil War ended and cotton boom ended. As a result, farmers now feel that earlier they were getting income, now suddenly there is no such kind of prices. They got affected, but the British could not do anything. So who was the Governor Generals at this point of time means Lord Elgin from 62 to 1862. Lord Elgin 62 to 63. From 1863 to or 1864 to 1869. 1869. Lord John Lawrence. John Lawrence. This is the one. When Lord Elgin was there, Wahhabi movement was also gaining momentum. Wahhabi movement means purification of Islamic religion and removing the all corrupt practices from Islam, wanted to take it back to earliest Islamic community, that is during days of Prophet Muhammad. Revival. That is also going on. Now, when it comes to Lawrence, in 1865, high courts were established. What are the high courts? Calcutta, Bombay, Madras. Calcutta, Madras and Bombay. 3 universities were established by Lord Canning. High courts were established during the time period of Lord John Lawrence in 1865. In 1865, already you got some idea that political associations, awareness is going on. Socio-religious reforms were also going on. Brahma Samaj in Bengal, Prardhana Samaj in Bombay, different Samaj in different places, different socio-religious reformers also started their reformation movement. Political associations also, they are understanding what is happening in Europe. They wanted similar kind of liberal practices in India also. That is also going on. 1865 up to 1869 he was there. Next one, 69 to 1872. 1872. Lord Mayo. 69 to 72. Lord Mayo. During this time period, some developmental works like agriculture, railway further developed, and even some education related, like opening the colleges, also has taken place during this time period. Relatively peaceful during this time period, 1869 to 1872. This is with respect to Lord Mayo. Broadly identify Lord Elgin, Lord John Lawrence, Lord Mayo. Side by side, you keep observing political associations were going on. Indians were trying to create awareness about nationalism. Socio-religious reforms were also going on in different parts of India. During this time period only, Satyashodak Samaj, when it comes to Jyotiba Phule, Savitribai Phule were also working in Maharashtra region. In 1870s only, Satyashodak Samaj is going to come. In 1870s only, Arya Samaj also going to come. But before they established organizations, they were working. Brahma Samaj is working, Pradhana Samaj is working. Before establishment of Arya Samaj, Dayananda Saraswati is working. Before establishment of Satyashodak Samaj, Jyotiba Phule is working against untouchability, caste system. That's what you have to always remember. They were working against untouchability, caste system, Brahmanical dominance, and with respect to women liberation, girl children education, child marriages, against child marriages, trying to demand British government also increase the funds for education, raise the girl children marriageable age. They are demanding, but government have their own way of dealing with the administration. They were trying to do like this. By 1872, this one. Next one, Lord Northbrook from 72 to 76. 1872 to 1876. Lord Northbrook. Again, you remember political associations trying to create feeling of nationalism, socio-religious reforms in different parts, Arya Samaj, Satyashodak Samaj. Now, due to cotton boom, peasants were benefited in 1860s. Now, because of this distress after 1865, war ended. Now, once again, America started supplying. Here, cotton boom ended, peasants got affected. This resulted in Deccan riots. Deccan riots. In 1870s, Deccan riots. Now, you see how many streams are going on, parallel. Many developments are happening. From Viceroy side, some developments are taking place. From national leaders, political leaders, some developments are going on. Socio-religious reformer side, something else is going on. From the peasant side, something else is going on. And from the socio-religious reformers also, someone trying to revive the old religions, someone trying to reform the religion. Like Wahhabi movement, Arya Samaj, they were more talking about go back to Vedas. Arya Samaj talks about go back to Vedas. Indirectly, now people are moving towards conservatism. Religious reforms also, some were going towards conservatism. But when it comes to reform, there are two types of reformation. One is reforming the system, reforming as per the modern lines. And some other reforms were they don't want to altogether discard the previous traditions, only they have to reinterpret the previous traditions in the modern lines. That is called revivalism. Examples like Wahhabism, Arya Samaj, these are revival. When it comes to Brahma Samaj, Pradhan Samaj, they are reformatory in sense. That angle also going on. But some people were talking about beyond these, people should get a feeling of nation politically. Now they are expecting a representation of Indians in the legislature, more Indian civil servants in Indianization of Indian civil services, and so on. They are trying. They are trying to bring democratic rights, politically democratic rights like freedom of press, representation in legislatures, and similar kind of liberalism principles in India, spending on agriculture, education, giving a representation to the local people, local self-government, decentralization. They are all demanding the political level, social level, religious level, something some other people were working. This is what in 1870s. Could identify in 1870s what was happening. This is the context. Now by 1880s, it is going to become one all India platform. All these grievances are going to come for under one platform, that is Indian National Congress. As the socio-religious reforms were divided in nature, they are not going to take the political sphere, they are not going to take divisive policies, but they are going to take political issues which are going to unify everyone rather than divide everyone. That is why Indian National Congress initially did not think about socio-religious reform. These separate sections were going on, but when it comes to INC, they wanted to focus on political issue, that is nationalism, where everyone will see beyond the caste, religion, region. That is why by 1880s, that kind of attitude is going to come because of the previous developments. By 1876, this one. The real turning point in the emergence of nationalism comes when Lord Lytton takes over as Viceroy. When it comes to Lord Lytton, he is the one. He is going to take certain steps. Now, by this time period, press is continuously demanding. Press, or let me write this one. 1876 to 1880, 4 years. Lord Lytton, because his policies were very much instrumental in the spread of nationalism like a wildfire. Up to 1876, slowly it was going on, but his policies aggravated. What political associations, what Indians are expecting? They want press freedom. They are expecting, if there is any kind of famine, relief from the government, reduce the expenditure, reduce expenditure on wars, lavish life, and that can be used for famine. That can be used for relieving the people also from exorbitant tax rates also. They are demanding like this. When it comes to Lord Lytton, and they are trying to create awareness about nationalism. He is coming from Europe, and in Europe, he already know what is the danger of nationalism. Already by this time, Italian unification, Germany unification were done. Now, because of the rise of new nations, the entire balance of power has changed now. It is going to create a new kind of world order altogether. Earlier, whoever were ruling, their completely disintegration is taking place. Empires, nationalism and empire go against each other. Wherever nationalism is spreading, empire is going to disappear. Germany was under Holy Roman Empire, disappearing. Italy was also under Austrian Empire, disappearing. Greek was under Ottoman Empire, disappeared by this time period. In Greek, in the Balkan Peninsula, many empires were trying to fight, but now they are facing the problem of nationalism. So here, when people are going to unite, the emperors and the empires are going to vanish. Here, what is this? He is representing the crown, Viceroy. Viceroy means British crown. Now, imperialistic power, empire and nationalism will not go hand in hand. They are against each other. If you have to survive, you have to disappear. If you have to survive, you have to disappear. They are against each other. Now, he came here to maintain strong rule over India. Naturally, he is representing British crown. His aim is to maintain strong control over Indian authority, Indian administration. That's why he is going to bring exact opposite reforms. He will pass Vernacular Press Act. Vernacular Press Act 1878. When Indians are asking for more liberty, and he is restraining that. Particularly when it comes to India, here many regional newspapers are already emerging. Many regional newspapers are openly criticizing the government. He brought this act, Vernacular Press Act. Without government permission, they should not print anything. In this way, he is going to restrain, and naturally it is going to create more reaction. So his policies are going to create even more reaction. That is why his policies are also called reactionary policies, and for his actions, reaction also will come in a different form. Famine reliefs. When famine was taking place, no relief. Indians are demanding reduce expenditure. Then you can use these funds for famine and peasant relief. But instead, he is going to held a darbar. Delhi Darbar. Identify this one. Now he is going to create this kind of Delhi Darbar. Now in this, illustration of some of this. In 1877, 1876, 77, he is going to bring all the local rulers because he wanted to showcase that crown is the real powerful entity in India. All the Indian rulers come under crown, and he wanted this to showcase to the world that here the real boss is Queen. Queen proclamation is going to happen. Queen Victoria proclamation. So ultimately, what is happening? Queen Victoria is assuming the title that she is the Empress of India. Kaiser-i-Hind. Queen Victoria, Empress of Hindustan. Kaiser-i-Hind. To proclaim that he is going to create a grand darbar where Indian princes will go and submit to the authority of British. They were given royal titles, and Queen Victoria declared that she is the Empress. Now, if she is taking responsibility, she must take responsibility of relief of famines also. But he is not going to do that. Naturally, what press will do? If he is spending money like this unnecessarily when people are suffering and dying, naturally press is going to highlight that exploitation, highlight that inhumane treatment. That is why he wanted to stop the press restriction, press articles themselves. He passed Vernacular Press Act. So you see, action, chain reaction. And now it is going to create even more development. Now on top of it, he involved in Afghan war also. Again, additional expenditure on Indian exchequer. Again, who have to pay? Already people are suffering. Already tax rate is very high. On top of it, this expenditure, unnecessary expenditure is going to create unnecessary expenditure, going to create a huge burden. Again, Indians only have to pay. Now, when Indians are going to resist. Already so many revolts have already taken place. Previous 1857 revolt, before that so many tribal revolts, civilian uprisings, Rajas also uprise. Now he is afraid that because of these policies, people may take the weapons and they may fight against British. That's why he is going to bring one more policy, that is Arms Act. Could you see? He is taking one step. He already know that it is going to create repercussions. He is afraid and he is bringing Arms Act to limit the arms in the hands of Indians. It is like a right to property. He is taking that. Now, when it comes to Indians who are expecting from the Britain liberal governance, representative government, more Indians in the civil service, what he has done? He reduced civil servants' age also. Civil service, whoever want to become Indian civil servant, now they have to become civil servant before 19 only. Earlier it was 21 age, now he reduced to 19. Can you visualize who can become 19? At the age of 19, how many Indians can reach that stage? And for that also they have to go to England. They have to study Greek, Latin and European subjects. And they have to compete with the Europeans for entering into the civil servant. That is the. You see this, whatever Indians were expecting after 1857 revolt and with 1858 proclamation, Queen proclaimed that we are not going to discriminate. But what is this? Then in 1861, Indian Councils Act was passed to give more representation. But what is this? That is why his policies, Lytton policies, were one of the major instruments in spreading the nationalism idea like a wildfire. Now, Indians decided that we need to have some kind of organizations. Already organizations were going on. Now in 1880s, more organizations are going to come. Indians also decide we should not fight independently. Let us fight in a unified manner. That is why All India Platform Indian National Congress is going to emerge. This is with respect to Lord Lytton. Next, Lord Ripon. Next person. Now, he is one extreme, conservative. When it comes to Ripon, he is liberal. 1880 up to 1884, he will stay. Lord Ripon. He is going to bring more reforms. He is inspired by the thought of English liberalism, British providential theory. That means British administration should help Indians. Indians also should be part of the governance. They must be treated equally. He brought one bill called Ilbert Bill. It is to remove discrimination. It is to remove discrimination between Indian and European judges. European judges. The moment he wanted to bring this is a principle of equality. A judge means judge, whether an Indian judge or European judge. After passing the exam and sitting as a judge is supposed to be judge, and no discrimination between a white judge and Indian judge. Qualification is same, sitting in the same, and now they must be treated same. But when it comes to a British attitude is, if European criminal is there, he must be produced only in front of European judge. He should not be produced in front of Indian judge. But when it comes to Indian criminals or Indian crimes, they can take care by both Indian judge as well as European judge. What is this? Discrimination. Whereas European criminals, that means you are not giving respect. Like at least you are giving respect to the criminals, but not even the highly qualified judge. Just because he is Indian, he is European. The moment he tried to remove this discrimination, judge is a judge, whether he is Indian criminal or European criminal, doesn't matter. Everyone is going to be judged same equally. The moment it has come, immediately European public, it is not the judges, it is the public, European public rallied, came to the streets and huge protest took place against this bill, Ilbert Bill protest. He wanted to reform, he wanted to bring reformation, but European common people are not seeing this bill in favor of them. That's why now they don't want this. They are not liking treating them with Indians. This is where an eye opener for Indians, that it is not that one administrator can change the system. It is the attitude of the common European. It is the belief of the common European that they are superior race, Indians are inferior race. And now they also showed a path to Indians that if they want to change, and even Lord Ripon has to bend against this pressure, he withdrew this bill and he also resigned and he went. Now, Indians understood that if we all unified like this, like they don't want this bill, they joined hands, they put the pressure on the government, they became successful. Like this, Indians also now felt that we also now needed a unity. We also needed one all India platform. We also needed a platform where we bring all the Indians for the sake of Indian issues, Indian grievances. Now we also put the pressure like this, organized protest. Earlier, if Indians were not happy about tribal policies or peasant policies, local people like some tribes are going to protest. They are going to take the weapons and fight against British injustice. But now they understood after 1857 revolt that weapons are not going to defeat British. It is the ideas that is going to defeat British. That idea is nationalism, but that nationalism require one organization. That ideology of nationalism must spread across India. They are going to use all these developments and wanted to create one all India platform that is going to come in the form of Indian National Congress. When it comes to Ripon, he is also important in taking the decisions for local self-government. Local self-government. So you can see when it comes to Ripon, he wants to make Indians also part of the administration, local self-government, Ilbert Bill, and he also removed Vernacular Press Act also. He repealed Vernacular Press Act also repealed. Next, even when it comes to factory workers also, he passed First Factory Act 1881. First Factory Act 1881 to improve the labor condition. You can see labor conditions he tried to improve. Local self participation of Indians in the governance improved. He wanted to remove even discrimination also, but this discrimination was stopped by the protest, organized protest from Europeans. Indians an eye opener that it is not the British officer who is imposing this, it is the attitude itself is imposing. That is where the Europeans in parliament also behave like this only. That's why we also needed one strong pressure force. That force only will come when all Indians have that unity. All Indians must bind by a glue or ideology called nationalism. Lytton policies and Ilbert Bill controversy going to give impetus to the spread of idea of nationalism. And that is why Madras Mahajana Sabha, Bombay Presidency Association, then Indian National Congress, already some organizations were all there. They all come together in 1885. They will decide that we needed one all India platform, and through this we can pressurize the government and get Indian grievances redressed. Indian National Congress is going to be formed, and the initial leaders of INC comes from these regional associations only, like Dadabhai Nauroji, Badruddin Tyabji, Surendranath Banerjee. These are the people. This is what, before the establishment of Indian National Congress, we need to know the policies of various governor generals or various viceroys, and how these viceroy policies gave impetus or forced Indians to create an All India platform? All right. You got so many questions. You got so many facts. Let me give you the questions. So many questions. We can generate a lot of questions from here. First railway line was established by which Governor General? Archaeological Survey of India was established during which Governor General? First Viceroy. Who was the first Viceroy? Next, Queen Victoria declared as Kaiser-i-Hind during whose period? Who was the Viceroy during this time period? Answer these questions. You can recollect all the points from this class. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.